I just went to the Apple store and spent nearly $4,000 to buy Apple's first truly new product in like a decade. Yes, this is Apple Vision Pro, but no, I'm not gonna make your typical Vision Pro video. Others have already made some really great videos to show you the ins and outs of this device, but I bought this headset and spent so much money to answer one big question. Is Apple Vision Pro here to be the end of the iPhone and cancel Apple's most popular product of all time? Or is the headset secretly here to save the iPhone from going extinct and show us that it's a lot better than we think? The answer is gonna piss a lot of people off, so let me take this contraption off my face and have a moment to explain. And also a huge thanks to XREAL for sponsoring this video. So I have spent the last few days deep inside the world of spatial computing, doing all the stuff you'd expect. I watched some movies, I played some games, I looked like a dork, I practiced my own dream of living out my fantasies of being Tim Cook at an Apple event. Good morning! And I've come away with some serious thoughts. Spoiler alert, the tech inside of Vision Pro is absolutely amazing, no doubt about it. Even the haters have to admit this thing is really crazy and its capabilities are awesome. But Apple is positioning this as like a monumental moment for the company, like the iPhone or the iPod or the iPad. This is not one of those moments. Instead, it's kind of like the Apple Watch more than anything else. It is so easy to look back now and see how those moments changed the world forever. The iPod was like a playing card sized little device that put 1,000 songs in your pocket and changed the music industry forever. The iPhone obviously changed phones forever, and even though today we take gestures for granted like pinch to zoom, those were revolutionary back in 2007, and Apple really invented a whole new category of device. And then there's the iPad, which, let's be honest, probably didn't shake up the world like Apple had intended it to, but it certainly did put an end to those cheap, underpowered netbooks and solidify the tablet as a real category where you could really get work done, consume content, and the iPad, despite its shortcomings, is still a major, monumental product for Apple, and one that continues to get better over time and is very wildly successful for the company. And I think what Apple's hoping for right now is that the Vision Pro is having one of those watershed monumental moments. They're hoping that in 5 to 10 years, we look back at this moment being the moment that everything changed again. Like the iPod and iPhone and iPad changed the world forever, they're hoping Vision Pro is gonna do the same thing. And more importantly, Vision Pro would be sort of the iPhone successor to bring a nice fat stream of revenue back into the company, flowing on a regular basis and giving Apple a whole new category of product and revenue to tap into for years and years and years to come. And look, I know that every time I make this video, I piss a lot of you off.
How could Apple cancel the iPhone? They're never gonna cancel the iPhone. The iPhone's gonna be around forever. What are you talking about?
Yes, I've read many of your comments, but look, I'm not the one saying that the Vision Pro is gonna cancel the iPhone. Apple is like saying the quiet part out loud. They're saying it themselves. They are hoping that this is the future device. They're sort of banking on this sort of being the successor to the iPhone, and they see the writing on the wall. iPhone sales are slumping and continue to slump. Apple has crazy competition these days, and they need a new boost of revenue coming from some new source to keep the company sort of not... They're gonna be fine if the iPhone fails, but to keep that energy alive and to keep bringing in those monumental successes that Apple is known for. The iPhone is, fine today and it's gonna be fine for a while, but Apple knows that its days are numbered. There are only so many people that can buy iPhones and keep buying iPhones year after year. Apple knows they need to do something new, which is why they made Vision Pro. And whether you agree with Tim or Apple or not, I can confidently tell you that after using this thing for about 3 days, this is the iPhone's successor. The tech is incredible, the experience it provides is amazing, and look, I can show you videos of floating apps in Windows all day, and I can only express into words so much what this means, but it's one of those things you gotta try for yourself to really understand what it can do. Just think back to the very first time you used an iPhone or any modern smartphone. It was something that no one could describe. You had to pinch and zoom and feel it for yourself. It's the same thing for Vision Pro. I can talk about it all day, but until you sit down in an Apple store, strap this thing on your head, and see the world around you mix with digital windows, that's when you really experience it for yourself and really understand it. And that is exactly why Apple is going so hard with offering these demos, these new experiences where you can go into a store and try it for yourself. And you can actually go to the Apple website and book a slot for this now. It takes about 20 to 30 minutes. You can go to an Apple store and try it. And I absolutely would recommend you do that, because nothing I can say is going to convince you one way or the other this is great or bad. You really got to try it for yourself. But once you do, I think you'll get what I mean. It's special, and Apple knows they're certainly onto something, and this will ultimately be the end of this. But I think as of right now, there are 3 big problems with Vision Pro that Apple needs to overcome to get this to kill this. Problem number 1 is the design. Honestly, I can tell you that the whole battery tether thing is not that big of a deal. I actually didn't really mind that, but it's everything else about this design that Apple needs to substantially shrink. As it stands right now, it is sort of like a ski goggle. It's a really expensive, really fragile ski goggle that makes me nervous anytime I touch it or interact with it, because if you hold it wrong, this whole thing pops off and then this falls to the floor and then you're out $3,500. So there's definitely a bit of some re-engineering to do on the form factor. This is obviously not its final form, but one of the biggest issues right now is design is just, well, it's cool, but this ain't it. And actually, I do want to make a very clear point here. If you want an immersive movie theater-like experience that goes with you anywhere, you don't need to spend thousands of dollars and have this big thing on your face to get that experience, but instead, I would actually consider this. Inside of this are the Air 2 Pros made by this video's sponsor, XREAL. Don't be fooled into thinking you've got to shell out thousands of dollars to get an incredible, immersive, portable, giant screen experience, because the Air 2 Pro can deliver a perfect movie watching experience for shows, even playing games, even the ability to watch 3D movies shot on your iPhone 15 Pro, and it can go with you anywhere. And obviously it's a bit tough for me to capture this experience. I can sort of try to give you an example of what it's like, but it's basically like having this big screen movie theater experience with you wherever you go. Sounds great, looks great, it is incredible. You can use it at home, you can take it with you on the go, gonna work great no matter where you are, and I love that it's literally as simple as plugging this into your iPhone with USB-C and then being able to get a great full screen experience anywhere you go, or even using something like the XREAL spatial adapter that's gonna let you plug in a console or computer, basically anything, and get this amazing immersive giant screen experience anywhere you are. Also, I want you to look at this, and I want you to look at this. The Air 2 Pro is way more comfortable, and at only 75 grams is also much lighter too than Vision Pro. So if you want something significantly lighter and more comfortable, especially for long movie watching periods, this is gonna be the way to go. It's super comfortable, it's lightweight, and is so much easier to put on than the bulky Vision Pro headset in comparison. And there are 3 built-in electrochromic dimming levels that'll adjust the ambient lighting around you to transform you super easily with the press of a button from the real world into a more immersive experience. So expand your vision with the XREAL Air 2 Pro. See what I did there? And get this amazing giant screen immersive video experience for around 1/8 the price of you know what. If you want to learn more, check it out for yourself today and really experience this awesome giant screen movie or gaming experience for yourself, which I recommend you do. Hit the link down below to learn more and check it out for yourself today. Okay, the second big problem with Vision Pro is, of course, the price. At $3,500 just to get the very base model here, there is no doubt about it. The Vision Pro is amazing, but very, very expensive. Once you add in other accessories like a travel case, if you're like me and you need to buy the Zeiss prescription lenses, that's $150. You start to get into the ecosystem here, or even just want to get more storage capacity, you're looking at like well over $4,000 easy, and that number can climb and climb. And look, I know that first generation Apple products aren't known for being the most affordable. The iPhone in its day was expensive, the iPad was as well, but even if you adjust for inflation, we're still sort of a far ways away from those prices and $3,500. I know there's like some old Macs that are very expensive these days if you adjust for inflation and stuff like that, but let's just say it, $3,500 is very, very expensive. And if Apple wants this to be a true iPhone killer and to succeed the iPhone, They know this, I'm sure, right now in Cupertino, but they've got to bring that price way, way, way down. Maybe $1,000 is a better mass market price. Maybe there's some more aggressive pricing plans and financing options Apple can do, which they already do now through the Apple Card. But if Apple wants this thing to hit mass adoption, price has got to come way down for people to even justify this thing. And the third round of issues is sort of what you'd expect for a Gen 1 Apple product. And again, as amazing as this tech is, it's still got some limitations. Battery life at 2 hours certainly is not great. Many people would like the tether to not be there to the battery pack. The fit and comfort isn't what it should be. Again, you've got some compromises with the design. The pass-through certainly is not as good as what Apple has you believe it to be with their marketing materials. There's just a bunch of compromises. It's missing a killer app. There's some apps that aren't optimized. I want to stress that, again, it's an amazing experience that you've got to try, and I firmly believe this is where Apple is going, and they're going to put all their eggs in this basket, or the majority of their eggs. But with the Gen 1 being a Gen 1, there are some compromises and some holdups that keep it from being perfect and something you've got to go out and buy right now. And to go back to my original point, that's why I'm saying the Apple Vision Pro is more akin to an Apple Watch moment than it is an iPhone moment. I mean, again, the iPhone was expensive when it launched, but I think it was immediately clear to so many people why you had to have it. It was the best version of your phone you could ask for. Combined all these devices you use on a regular basis into one thing, it was an incredible experience. You could sort of easily show people what it was, and many sort of quickly understood why the iPhone was going to be a hit. And it took some time for the iPhone to be that massive hit, but it didn't take super long. Vision Pro is sort of like the Apple Watch because it can be a little polarizing at first. You don't exactly understand why you need to have an Apple Watch. It's a little unclear what the Apple Watch does. Was it an accessory? Was it a fitness tracker? Was it a fashion piece? Was it a computer on your wrist? It took some time for the Apple Watch to sort of solidify its place in our lives, make its price justifiable, and for us to really understand exactly what that thing did. And also harken back to my original question, what's Vision Pro doing? Is it here to kill the iPhone and show that Apple is on track to cancel the iPhone? Or is it here to save the iPhone? And actually, despite what many may think, I'm anti-iPhone, I think actually what the Vision Pro does right now is save the iPhone and show that the iPhone is actually a lot more amazing than we think. And when you actually look at the iPhone in context, you see, wow, Apple's actually doing a whole lot here for an expensive price, but not as crazy as $3,500. The iPhone is certainly refined and matured to a very well-oiled machine. It's got an incredible app ecosystem that can let you do so many things in any part of the world. It's got world-class, amazing cameras that allow you to take incredible photos and videos. It's got an amazing high-quality OLED display. And if you think about it, it's just sort of amazing what this thing can do for $1,000. And for $1,000 or $1,100, if you buy the high-end iPhone, you're getting an incredible video experience to consume media and create media of your own. You're getting a great typing experience. It's got good battery life. It's just incredible to see what this thing can do. And I think that Vision Pro shows that Apple is actually offering a lot for the iPhone, and there's still a reason we need this because Vision Pro tech is just not mature enough to replace the iPhone, at least not yet. Apple Vision Pro is the future, and if you want a glimpse of what the future is going to look like, again, I can't stress this enough, go to an Apple store, do a demo. It is crazy to see what this can do. This is where they're going. But it's going to take them years and years to refine this thing enough to get it into a mass market device that everyone around the world is going to want and can afford. And until then, the iPhone is going to be around and going to be that device that can do so much and run our lives. Yes, this tech is amazing. Yes, this will ultimately be the iPhone's successor and its downfall. The iPhone will not be around forever. But for the foreseeable future, for the next couple of years, everyone's going to be going with this. And this is a luxury that for now is cool, but it's too expensive and has too many compromises for 98% of people to justify and want to spend their money to buy and use every single day like they do with this. So I am curious, exiting my soapbox here, what are your thoughts on this? If you've tried Vision Pro, what are your thoughts? I know that I get so many comments roasting me for saying that the iPhone's gonna get canceled, but it is. The iPhone is not a device that's gonna be around forever, and I firmly believe this is gonna be the future of Apple, and I wanna know what your thoughts are on that. What's your opinions on my hot take? Is it too hot? Is it too cold? Let me know your thoughts on this down below. As always, I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for your support. I am Robert Rosenfeld from the Apple Circle. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.